Three grumpy gamers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Battlefield 1 podcast, because that's all we're going to talk about this week, right? We're in.
No, Michael says we have to start talking about shitty stuff first.
But hang on, do you have any shitty stuff?
Michael.
Because I don't.
No.
Michael,
Well, alright, so go.
Your glasses are shit. Your face is shit.
Thanks.
Have you still got that nose piercing as well, you fucking retard? Because you're just leaking snot still, aren't you?
Yeah.
There, that's plenty shitty stuff. Tabletop racing, it's fucking awesome.
Oh, I haven't played it,
I wouldn't say fucking awesome.
It is
it's
awesome.
Not bad.
It's a load of fun.
It's a good time waster.
You just will say it's not bad because you're a snob. It's fucking brilliant.
Well,
It's no
very,
micro machines.
You're very contrary, because last week we were like, oh, tabletop racing, you're like, oh, fucking hell, man. It was
Yeah, but
shit.
I was in a bad mood last week.
Yeah, it's like micro machines. Micro machines are shit.
It's not like Micro Machines. It's artwork's like Micro Machines. It's like Mario Kart.
It's
Right.
it's nowhere near as good as micro machines.
It's not. It plays and is basically a rip off of Mario Kart.
I see.
Have you tried Tropica 5 yet?
Nah.
It's surprisingly addictive and quite good.
Yeah,
Right,
I knew Nathan Jones is in that kind of
Just
thing.
in case
I've,
it's good. Just in case it's good. Just to be consistent. Nah, I bet it's fucking shit. Tropic 5, load of fucking garbage. So now when I try it for next week, I might think it's good.
I've downloaded it because Amy was like, "What's that like?" And she's like, "That must be a half decent one if it's like normally 40 quid." And I'll go so hey, look at the trailer. I goes, it's like SimCity, and she was like, "Will you download that?" And I was like, "Aye, crack on. No, I'm not gonna play it. Go wild." But she hardly ever plays the PlayStation.
I like how she's stuck to traditional values and asked your permission.
Yeah, it's my
to
PlayStation.
see if you can download it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in fairness, it's actually it's usually because I'll say like just run it by us first, because a lot of the time, how much space I've got on my hard drive, I need a reasonable amount of that for recording stuff.
What you're missing here is the looks that I got from over there when I started talking about traditional values, and she thinks you should get Amy her own PlayStation 4. She's not making that clear. And she wants to game.
Well, maybe Amy should save up her pennies and buy it herself.
It's the 21st
Independent
century.
women and
Maybe
all that
she
shit.
should,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
I furnished a fucking house for her. She can buy a PlayStation if she wants one.
Hang on, I'll fail this. Fuck you, Amy, you greedy bitch. Right, moving on.
Hang on, did you buy Kaylee's PlayStation?
I got it as a surprise gift out of Curly's money.
See, you whipped it.
No, I'm not whipped. It just we share money. We don't have my money, her money. Whatever I earn is our money, and what she earns is our money.
Oh, is that because she earns more than you? So it's our money.
No,
So you get a bigger slice.
There was a time when I earned more than her, and that was our money.
Oh, but you had that special account for hookers and coke.
That was because we weren't that serious yet.
Right.
But I've still got a hookers and coke fund. I just spend it all on gaming and chocolate instead. That is hookers and coke. That's how wild I am at 40 now. Sometimes we splash out, right, and we'll like go on Amazon and we'll get something that isn't prime and pay £3 to £4 for it.
Holy fuck.
That's living dangerously.
Mate, we are so fucking wild. We're so wild. And today, Kaylee went to the shop, right, just to get a few bits and pieces that we need.
And she came back with biscuits.
Yes, I have got some biscuits. But also, she came back with sausage rolls, not even which we've eaten. Not poor man's sausage rolls, Ginster sausage rolls. That's how fucking extravagant we are nowadays. And yes, they are shortbread. And
Oh, you're a good egg.
I know.
And so are you, Kaylee. You're a pair of good eggs.
There you see.
You're a third of the way to a box
See
of good eggs.
now that's living, and that's out of the hookers and coke fund.
Yeah.
I guess now you're 40, your priorities have changed.
Highland shortbread might as well be cocaine, let's be honest.
They have changed somewhat.
Oh, sorry, Justin.
Did Justin enjoy his episode?
I don't know, I haven't spoken to him
Because he's a very close, aren't you?
yet. Sorry, Justin.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Not sorry, Justin.
Why is shortbread like fucking heroin?
Like fucking heroin, I used to snort mine or smoke it. Never intravenous, like. I've never actually done heroin, for the record.
You've done shortbread, it's more or less the same thing.
Right, this is it.
Kaylee? Could I trouble you for a sugar in my tea? Sure.
Kaylee, did you want that last shortbread?
You can fight amongst yourselves.
Hey,
for it.
thanks. Harvey's.
You have a little one.
That's fair. I was expecting you just to eat it and being your shortbread, so.
No, I wouldn't do that. That's not how I roll. I'm
Oh.
offended. Do you know what? That level of offensiveness is enough to end this podcast forever.
Is it going here?
People what, you shall have it at a straw.
Thanks, Kaylee.
You can get out of my house.
Say what you like about me, but don't take the piss out the shortbread.
I don't know who the fuck you think you are, Ord. Sorry, Justin.
I do actually have one piece of shit news before we move on to Battlefield.
Come on and enthrall us.
There's been a photo leaked of Watch Dog 2's protagonist,
Yep, I've seen that.
and you'd be amazed to know he looks very similar to the protagonist of the first one, except he's Asian and has a baseball cap.
Give it a look. I haven't seen it.
Hold on.
Oh, good news. Crash Bandicoot's making a comeback.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, Half-Life 3.
It's never making a comeback.
Yeah. That's the new guy.
No, that's the old guy.
That's it.
Did type in Watch Dogs 2.
That's the new guy.
For fuck's
He
sake.
looks, more or less the same, except he's got glasses and he's Asian.
Baseball cap.
Yeah.
Oh no, the other one had a baseball cap as
Yeah,
well.
he did.
Well, that was more of like an army cap on it. If we're gonna split hairs about it. But he's got a backpack, he's got a gun and a phone, so he's more or less the same guy.
Whilst we're talking about shit stuff, you know the new Call of Duty?
Yeah.
It uses animations from Call of Duty 4, which is
Yeah, it does.
9-year-old.
Does it really?
How lazy is that?
They've got caught out.
Oh, like you're surprised? Are you just telling me that you've only just realised the Call of Duty makers are lazy?
Not the first
No,
time.
not at all. But that, I mean,
Oh, it is bad. Like it's
It's
very
not.
bad
It's not
form.
even the first time. There was bits out of there was a sequence in, I think it was Black Ops 2. It was more or less a carbon copy of one from Modern Warfare 2 in terms of like the animation of the sprites, just like a different background and like a context, but like how they moved and the shots and everything. Carbon copy of something out of Modern Warfare 2. So it's not even the first time they've been like called on
So bad that.
it. Have either of you watched the trailer for the new one?
The new Modern Warfare.
Infinite Warfare,
Yeah, I've seen it.
looks so bad.
Yeah. Have you seen
Rockets.
how it's been universally panned on YouTube?
Oh yes.
Good. It's about time.
It's got something like 3 times as many dislikes as it has likes on YouTube,
That's awesome.
which, yeah, it's great. But this is the thing, even like shit videos on YouTube, the ratio is never normally like
That's hard.
skewed in favour of the red, you know what I mean?
On a side note, while we're on that subject, because we do talk about movies sometimes, have you seen that the new Ghostbusters trailer has got the most dislikes of all
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Have you watched the trailer?
I've seen it and I was like, I just cringed throughout.
Yeah.
And especially with the whole thing where they're trying to accuse people of sexism, and when what they've actually done is take a known legendary franchise that didn't really need remaking and made it into a very, very bad, low-end, low-brow chick flick girl like comedy,
Yeah.
and it looks
They've made it sexist.
awful, and they've made it racist as fuck as well. Like the 3 white Ghostbuster women are all PhDs and stuff like that, and then they've got
Queen
this,
Latifah.
they've got this the black girl who's in because she knows the streets. Like, do you know what I mean? Though it's like fucking hell. That social justice warrior is putting us right, isn't it? Listen, being racist is a lot less worse than being sexist, right? That's the moral of the story. But it just looks horrendous. Looks horrendous. They're like doing jokes about, oh, is it because I've got this hat on? It's like fucking hell. Nobody cares. Like that's not.
I've not even seen the trailer because I think I'd rather I remember seeing it and thinking I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than watch that. So I haven't.
That's how I felt about the RoboCop remake. I still haven't watched that. or
Actually,
refused to.
that's not terrible.
Is that why you keep licking your hands?
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of other terrible stuff, there's another remake coming out.
Been in
Obviously,
a lot of space.
Bioshock,
Oh.
and now they've remade the Batman games.
Which
Wow.
ones?
Arkham Asylum.
Did
Arkham City.
it need remaking? It was
No.
only on last gen.
I
It's
know.
not like fucking. It's only like what? It's not even like 4, 5-year-old
Yeah.
yet.
Which one was the one that got pulled recently from PC and stuff? The one that was really fucked up.
Oh, it was Arkham Knight.
Yeah. Is that one getting remade from the ground up?
Should do.
I've never played the Batman games, but they've never had. I'm not really a super. I like some superhero stuff. I like the odd film here and there, but I'm not a superhero-y kind of person. Do you know what I mean? And the Batman games just looked, because I wasn't pulled in by the whole Batman mythos. Just as a game, they just looked like a slightly more up-to-date Enter the Dragon. That's how they seem to me, which isn't a bad thing if you like that sort of thing. But they just looked a bit dull.
The first one was quite
Arkham
good,
Asylum was really good.
and then they're just like Control C, Control V, pretty much.
What I liked about Arkham Asylum though was the fact that because basically it had like this really good sort of atmosphere and like
Well, that's it. If you buy into the whole that side of it,
No,
I
I
think
mean,
it's
like,
great. I think it's good for fans.
that's
to have
not
that.
necessarily the thing that drew me in. It's because the developers kind of went, oh, everyone wants to see more of this, so they made it open plan and sandbox. Whereas like Asylum wasn't really fucking sandbox, was
No,
it?
it was linear.
Yeah. But that I think a linear thing like that works better when there's a strong storyline. Do you know what I mean?
I have no problem with linear. Like I
Where-
agree with you there. I think-
Whereas
I mean, well, look at The Last of Us. It's linear. It's on train tracks. Well, no matter how you
Yeah.
look at it.
Whereas Arkham City, they were like, all right, well, we'll take all this really good atmosphere and we'll apply it to the whole city, and that works. But the story and the gameplay suffers for it, I think, because they have to try and like it's the Skyrim effect. They build set pieces and then they've got all this spare space, and they're like, shit, what do we do with this? Right, we'll just fill it with random shite.
Did you play the Overwatch, Peter?
No.
No, I wanted to do though, but I missed it.
Signed up for the Battlefield one though.
It felt very much like
In like Flint.
what
and
was
that.
the other one?
Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Yeah.
I'm sick of all these games that have been like they're basically MOBAs
Yeah.
disguised as AAA games. They're just not worth 50 quid. But apparently it's getting good reviews and everybody's going to buy it.
Has anyone seen the Battlefield trailer?
Yes, it's really good. Man gets fucking brayed to death with a shovel.
First thing I'm going to do when we log on, first thing is I'm going to kill you with a whopping shovel, Michael.
Awesome.
I've already told you that. I told him that as I'd watched the trailer.
I can't wait for a load of people to charge me on horseback and for me to set them and their horses on fire with a flamethrower.
I just want to be the
That's
Red
an
Baron.
experience I haven't had in Battlefield yet, and I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to be the Red Baron and fly the
The
triplane.
triplane, yeah. That's really cool, that. I'm so pleased they've done that. Like, I know last week we were like, oh, there's rumours that it's like going to be fucking futuristic and fuck this and all that, and then like, just when we were at the end of our tether with fucking dice, and now they're like, oh yeah, look, welcome back into the fold with all this amazing World War One shit. Kill someone with a shovel, that's what we like, isn't it? Yes,
Want
that
to
is
use
what
a
we like.
mace? Yeah, use a mace.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's ambitious. I hope they pull it off because they haven't got any red dot sights. They haven't got any fucking Amtraks that disarm bombs. They haven't. Do you know what I mean? None of the usual stuff that's in Battlefields. So I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's ambitious as fuck.
I mean, to be honest, I play with like, I mean, let's be honest, like red dot sights are more or less just like better iron sights in terms of the amount of magnification they get you. So like, I play with that anyway, so moving just to like weapons with just iron sights.
I've
is
seen.
fine
Have you
with me.
noticed though some of the POV stuff? It looks like when you've got a gas mask on, your screen's going to look like you're looking through a gas mask. So even though you remute the gas, your sight's going to be like really hindered, which I think's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, can we take a minute just to have a look at how good Battlefield's trolling is? Because yesterday somebody put a post up on their Facebook page saying, looks shit.
Right.
So Battlefield replied with just a web link to Specsavers.
That's awesome.
Nice work.
And they've been putting loads of posts up basically just taken the piss out of the Call of Duty trailer when it landed. Let's have a look.
Well, they have.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
So these are some Twitter statuses from DICE. Today I watched the new COD trailer. How quaint. Those cute little free cam shots, precious. 2010 graphics and grade school editing. Very quaint, laughing face. Then another one says, what can I say? I did not like the look of it. Ugly use of depth of field, light and dull. But all in all, not a bad looking game. And then he's just said, come Friday, the internet will melt. I'm guessing that Battlefield 1.
That ties in nicely with one of the things I had, and that because they don't want to be seen as having sour grapes, obviously, but the Infinity Ward were praising the Battlefield 1 reveal on Twitter yesterday. They were like, oh, it looks really, really good, and it's like, I like what they've done, and it's ambitious, and it's a good move for the series and all that, and I was like, oh, well, I suppose that's at least, like, in a PR war for them, that's better than going, no, space and things, isn't it?
My dad's harder than yours.
So what do you think will happen then? Do you think we might get even a draft of like all the hardcore COD people might try Battlefield?
Hopefully, and I hope, and like if they do, I'm going to look forward to those beautiful months where like the likes of me and you, instead of being towards the top of the table, are just going to be like fucking ridiculous, like 30 and fucking 5 kill streaks and shit, because
we are used to playing without aim assist and loads of buffs.
Yeah. And our brains are wired in a way that if we see a tank, we'll go and climb in it, not just run past it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get in that.
And was it you? Somebody brought a COD up for me to try before, and I ran towards the tank. And I'm going, what are you doing? It might have been you when I tried it.
I think it was.
And I goes, well, I'm going to get in this tank. I'd never played a COD. I'd played like the early ones, and I'd played one of the new ones and thought it was so atrocious I'd never bothered again. Well, you can't get in it. It's scenery. Like this is a battlefield. This is like there's a war happening here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I couldn't get in the tank, and that was at that point. I was just like, you know what, here it's not very good.
So I've watched a few videos of the Battlefield. Well, I've watched the Battlefield 1 trailer about 400 times, and I've watched a few breakdowns of it.
I've seen a couple of breakdowns. I watched Angry Joe's.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That was excellent.
This guy who's well up in World War One history, and he's pretty much pointing out that everything in it seems to be really accurate, from the weapons to the dress to the armour. Did you see the guy in the trailer who's in the full iron
blade.
armour suit?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they were a real thing as well. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
But it's been a while since I've wanted to play a Battlefield
Yeah,
again.
same. But I'm
Do you know
energized
what?
for this, like.
Do you know what? I went and had a quick. I'll use a phrase from the 80s here. I went and had a quick squiz online, and the PlayStation store. Thought, I wonder how much just the vanilla game is, because I had the premium for 4. It was on sale for like £7.
Yeah.
So I bought it.
What's this for? Battlefield 4?
Yeah.
All the DLC's free as
Yeah,
well.
it is. It's not yet. They're doing it piece by piece, but in the run up, they're calling it like the road to Battlefield 1. So.
Well, I've got a premium anyway, so I've downloaded everything.
Yeah. But I might pick it up now.
I'm going to get back on Battlefield just to get my eye back in, because it'll be physically they're using the Frostbite engine again, so I might as well get myself reacquainted with the feel of Battlefield.
Yeah. But I can probably pick the game up for like.
It's £7.
Yeah, £7. And if all the DLCs be coming free in the next like couple of months, then fucking yeah, I'll be all over that, like.
Yeah, so I would do it. Like, I mean, it's a beautiful game now. It's not what it was on release.
I think they mentioned that
Yeah,
on
speaking
the
of
live
which,
stream.
They've also said on Twitter that a smooth launch for Battlefield 1 is a priority for them.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they've also said that they also cited Battlefront as saying like, well, look at the launch for Battlefront. That by itself is proof that we're improving. Cause
Well, I said that to I said that to you, didn't I?
I don't know. You
No,
might
it was
have-
to you.
I mentioned it here, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the Battlefront launch was smooth, so they're like, yeah, well, that's what's happening. So
That's cool. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am. I've got to be honest though. It's that part where I'm holding my breath.
I sent you both the link for the live stream. I honestly didn't think he would watch it, but you did.
Battlefield, mate.
Yeah. And I like how they mentioned Bad Company 2 a lot in the live stream before they showed the trailer.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
how they took a lot from that and tried to
yeah.
implement it and shit like that. So
Whereas, if you noticed on the Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3 launch, Bad Company was very rarely mentioned. It was like hardly spoke of, and I think that's because they had a bee in the bonnet about it, because the fans were like, where's the influence from Bad Company? Where's the humour? Where's the destruction? You know what I mean? Because they toned all that down.
and I like how they kind of like you said, washed the hands of Hardline during the live
Yeah, that was
stream.
dead funny, because what he actually said was, and our friends over at so-and-so studio, what he was really saying was, it wasn't me, no, it wasn't me, it wasn't us, just don't think about that, it wasn't us, that's all he was really saying.
Hardline? What's a hardline?
I had about 3 of them in the toilet to get me nerves up just before I came on. Yeah.
I'm kind of good at though, because this year I've said to myself, I'm only buying really 2 games. Uncharted 4, No Man's Sky, that's all I need. Now I need Battlefield 1.
By all accounts, Uncharted 4 is like blew everyone away.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of like places that I've seen where they've reviewed it and they've given it a perfect 10, and there's not many games get perfect 10s. So
do you know it's the 3rd or the 4th Naughty Dog game to get a perfect 10? Metacritic. By Metacritic. Yeah.
say in Metacritic, like this is the thing.
I'm now immediately suspicious. I know that's really bad, but that makes me immediately suspicious about who's friends with who.
No, Metacritic's like the community. It's like it's got nothing. Like this is the thing. If anything, Metacritic has like a little bit too much power over like whether a game fucking lives or dies. But like it's basically if people want to go on and give a really fucking shit.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I've never used. Is
yeah,
it?
it's like an aggregate review thing.
Right,
so
fair
like
enough. That's fair enough.
people go on and leave the stuff, and it kind of gives you an average based on the thing, and it'll show you like.
No, I've never bothered.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about these sites 'cause I don't use them. I don't look at them. I very rarely care about. What I've learned over the years is to not give a fuck about either review sites or journalist opinions or public votes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
like
why
I don't bother with any of them. Like even public votes. Like I love the Sherlock Holmes games.
The new one's out now, you know.
It's not out yet. It's
It
got
is?
available for pre-order.
Is it? I thought.
Oh, speaking of which,
No, that
do you know,
might be the
last
old
week
one.
I was like,
I'll have a look.
there's a new Jack and Daxter out, and you're like, it's not that one I like. There is a PS4 Ratchet and Clank out. I think it is quite new, but I knew I'd seen one somewhere, so there you go.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
Al.
actually number 1 in the charts.
Yeah,
Right now in the British chart.
yeah.
Is it really?
Yep.
It's the
Not be for long.
Hang on.
Just wait till Tuesday.
Do you want it?
I'll see it first. I don't want it yet.
She wants it. She can fucking play that upstairs.
But yeah, I knew I'd seen it somewhere, and I'd just got me franchises mixed up.
You still talking?
Aye,
You still here?
but I
Just
think
coming up and telling her about these shite games.
it's an early Christmas present.
Tabletop fucking racing supremely awesome.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fucking awesome. It's amazing.
No, it's average.
It's amazing.
It's amazingly average.
It is average. It's there's nothing amazingly special about the game, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, good news. Dishonored 2 is coming out in fall. Moving on.
Yeah, exactly.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, oh shit. Did any of you play Dawn of War for the
No.
PC?
No.
Space Marines, Gene Stealers, all that jazz.
Oh yes. I played Dawn of War 2. I
Right.
believe.
Have you seen the Dawn of War 3 announcement trailer?
No.
Holy fuck. This shit looks amazing, and I'm pissed off at myself that I don't have a PC anymore. It looks awesome. And I don't think it's coming to consoles either.
It might not be able to come to consoles if it's a lot of the PC games don't because there's
A lot of RTS games don't really seem
yeah.
to make the transition, do they?
The last good one I think was Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Yeah.
That was a long time back.
So just another nail in fucking Activision's head when it comes to Call of Duty. Do you know how one of their big selling points is that they're bundling in a remastered version of the first Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4? That's only going to be if you buy the premium edition of Infinite Warfare. So unless you
So it's
shell
not
out
free.
No, so it's not free. So unless you shell out an extra 25 quid or whatever, you're not getting it.
Dirty bastards.
Yeah.
That's
So
kind of funny.
And I bet when when it does go live, right, the online servers for both the games, the remastered and the new one. I bet the new one's empty and everybody's in the remastered.
But I think that's just like, in the face of such massive public backlash, they've went, yeah, well, fuck you a bit more.
Just give us your tasty Activision dollars.
I think it's good, though, that Battlefield's has held its line by being, other than hard line, by being consistent. I mean, say what you want about 3 and 4, for their own ways, they were still well produced in the end once they fixed them.
Yeah.
And they did have a lot of ambitious ideas in them, both games.
Well, 3 didn't take that long to get fixed, really. 3 wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
The only thing with 3 was that, like, mechanically, it was a bit different to Bad Company 2. So it was coming from Bad Company 2 why we were like, oh, I don't know about this. But you can't, the amount of time we sunk into Battlefield 3.
There's latency, me even more so.
Yeah.
Really, you'd stop playing it and I was still on for about another year. Because I actually did enjoy 3 a lot.
I did. I just lost interest after, like, I'd played all the DLC. I think I didn't play the last one, actually. The last one I did was the Close Quarters one, which I really liked because, again, it was very like sort of Unreal Tournament, run and gun, close
On
quarters.
the subject of Battlefield 1, apparently there's going to be a lot of emphasis on melee,
Yeah.
which I think's
I
incredible.
hope they get it right, though. Like close quarter combat and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea of hitting people with a shovel or a billy club or something.
I like the idea of specifically hitting you with the shovel.
Excellent. You don't have a chance.
Oh, guy, I remember your Battlefield prowess. Like,
I'm looking forward to charging the tank on horseback. Because it's also historically accurate, because I'm sure it was Poland who had like the last mounted cavalry charge in history, and they charged tanks on them and they got absolutely slaughtered, as you'd expect.
And that's why it was the last one.
Yeah, but now no one does cavalry charges, so I'm going to bring it back in Battlefield 1.
So there's a rumour going around that the new Nintendo is dropping discs and going back to cartridges.
What? How can that, like...
Depends what they're doing. If you
Actually-
can get more data in the cartridge.
Actually, now that I think about it, the tech has moved on to such a point, whereas like before, that like the reason people moved to discs is because you could get more on a disc than you could on a cartridge.
Now you look at a mobile phone. And you
Yeah,
think how
now
much
you can you can get like a fucking 5 gig fucking memory card that's the size of your little fingernails. You know what I mean? So if something was actually like the size of a cartridge, yeah, it could work. And I suppose it does.
it's a bit retro and all, isn't it?
It does definitely stomp out a lot of piracy, which I know Nintendo are very like anal about.
Nintendo just need to die already.
They never will. They might in the West.
It's gone on too long.
Yeah, they do need to die out.
So you know there's talks of a Dragon Age MMO.
Oh no!
I think that'll kill the franchise.
No, I don't want that.
Depends who does it. I'm immediately more optimistic than that. My initial reaction was heavy sigh, and I shall tell you why. Because I thought Elder Scrolls MMO, and then I realised, hang on, no, that wasn't the right people making it. That was like the hard line of the Elder Scrolls franchise. If the actual Dragon Age studio is making it, I'm going to hold my judgment. It might be very good. Might even turn out to be the RPG MMO that we've all been waiting for on consoles. I'm going to say that. If it's being made by another studio, they'll know, fuck it, it'll be garbage.
I'm going to say.
See who's making it?
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything set in stone yet, and I think they're testing the water to see what the community reaction is. Because if you remember, not long ago they were also talking about a turn-based isometric game, weren't they?
Yeah.
So
And that
I think
didn't
they're
go
just
down
throwing
too well.
ideas about at the minute, and they're just saying, all right, well, we'll see what sticks.
Pandering to the kids instead of like committing to their own decisions and making it good.
Well, no, I don't necessarily mean that. They're probably looking to change like
How they make Dragon
how they
Age,
make
yeah.
it, but they're like, well, you know,
What do we
What
do?
do people want?
I wouldn't object to an MMO if it was made by the right people, if it was made by the correct studios, because it's when they start palming it out to other studios and it's purely a money machine. And also if anyone ever listens to this who was going to make an MMO, the biggest MMO killer that I've ever seen is to have your PSN above your head in game, because I don't care how good an elf Cock Cheeser 69 looks, that name breaks the ambience and destroys the immersion. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm still sore about that. Yes, I am.
It's going to be something you complain about if you die.
Yeah, I'm 40 now and complain about stuff till I die if I want.
So Witcher 3, the Blood and Wine DLC comes out May the 30th.
Yes, get on. Happy days. Because I was just thinking recently, because like I'd got right back into The Witcher 3 and I still haven't finished it yet because I put it down again when The Division came out.
Yeah.
And now I've moved on to Dark Souls 3 and I do want to go back to The Witcher and finish it off and play the DLC. So
I'm
now
gonna go back and finish it.
Now that that's coming out, that'll be me catalyst to get back on it. So yeah, happy days.
I still love The Witcher. Like, it's still my favourite RPG.
Yeah,
of all time.
it's very rapidly flew up the list of my favourites. Like, it's definitely top 5.
I would say
Probably
it's
top
number
3.
1 for me.
Yeah,
It's
probably
number
top
1 for
3.
me, which I kind of almost didn't want it to be. I still wanted it to be Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
But it's like Dragon Age Origins now has to sit at a still respectable number 2, but it's not number 1. I suppose if I had to go of all time,
I mean, that was 2009.
that's what I mean. It was a while ago.
For the time, it was a good game. And according to a German news site, PlayStation VR and Gran Turismo Sport both release on the same day. And Gran Turismo Sport may be a VR game.
VR only, or
No. VR and normal.
that's cool.
I actually think that would be quite cool. Like, I'm not really a big fan of like racing games, but
I like them, and I particularly like Gran Turismo.
the sort of like I've never really been in vogue with the sort of the in-car view. But I think if you've got a headset on and you can look out the side window like that, or you can kind of like, I think it would work so much better with a VR headset, that particular view.
I think it will make driving games more fun.
Yeah.
Which I quite like a good driving game. So yeah, I think I could see me enjoying that a lot.
I'm not averse to driving games, they don't really do anything for us. It's like I could sit and play them, but it's like I'd never go and buy one really.
Well, I
was
tell
just
you
about
what,
to say I'm the same, but I bought Drive Club.
Yeah. I've got Drive Club, I got it when it was free on the PlayStation
No,
store.
we've
3
got-
years after they said it was
we've got the full game.
Well, whatever I do, like I say, I've played it like twice, so it doesn't really bother us.
Gran Turismo 6 though, I haven't forgot how shit that was.
Yeah.
The people still talk about 5 because there's a lot of work, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of hype went into 5, but there has been 6 since 5, and it was shite.
I remember you brought it down to mine. You were trying to I think you were trying to convince yourself.
I was.
that it was good.
He does do that. He does do that.
It's like, oh, look at this, you can do this, and I'm like thinking,
When the Thief remaster came out, and I was sat around there, he was playing it for a few hours, and I was like, "No, this looks absolute garbage, mate." He was like, "No, I'll bear with it. It might pick up." And then I talked to him 2 days later, and I was like, "You still playing that?" You're like, "I'm a fuck."
No, but you can't be said that I don't give it a chance.
Yeah. In fact, I'd have said you give it more than a fair chance. I'd have given it about an hour and been in, like, this is shit.
yeah, that new Thief game I played 10 minutes of and
Yeah.
turned it off. It was awful.
Yeah, it was shite. I played about 6 hours of it, and it was fucking garbage, mate. The only fucking, you know what they should have done? They should have, if with the mechanics of the game and how clunky it was, you should have just, instead of being like this master thief, you should have just been like stealing fucking packed lunches in a special needs school or something. It was fucking, do you know what I mean? It was fucking crap. Remember the thief? You know what I mean?
I just don't understand how you can get, like, stealth like that wrong.
I mean, you could have had like, you know, when you get collectibles in games, you could have had like all the famous ones from the like Transformer lunchbox, Pac-Man lunchbox. You know, you could have nicked all like if you got like the labelled lunchbox, and you could have, do you know what I mean? Like, for a trophy, if you get all 10 of them,
Yeah.
like a My Little Pony one, a Pac-Man one. You know, you can say it was Star Wars, obviously. You know, you could have got all of them. That would have been mint. You know, and the bully is the kid who's not in a wheelchair, the one kid who can walk a bit on his own.
He's got crutches.
He's got crutches and he's fucking Brady with them. Yeah. And the alarm. Lunch box. Oh, it's awful. I don't care. Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, I've said it before, and it was like the game kind of like it was supposed to be a stealth game, right? Which is fair enough, but the game forced you to be stealthy because the combat was so fucking appalling. Like you did everything possible to not get into fucking combat.
Yeah.
And it was just really fucking poorly done. And like I didn't like the handholdy blue line shit where it's like, oh, I'm lost. And like this is the thing that they made it like open plan, but not. There was only one way you could go, even though like you could wander around the streets, but in terms of getting where you needed to be, you used your fucking thingy. I can't remember what it was called.
Thief sensors.
Yeah, and it shows you a blue line of where exactly you need to go, and it's like, we don't do that. I'm supposed to be a fucking master thief. Let's work it out myself. Do you know what I mean?
And do you know, no, there's been no stealth game that's pulled it off as well in terms of like massive
Hitman.
leaps. No, I was going to say
Metal Gear.
Tenchu Stealth Assassin back in the
Holy
day.
shit,
Yeah.
that was an awesome game.
I thought
It
it meant
was
like
so
recently.
difficult as well.
No, I meant like
Yeah.
that in terms of stealth games was something else.
I think Hitman Absolution did it pretty good.
Yeah, Hitman Absolution was great. It was fantastic.
But what happened to games like that from back in the day? Because you got Tenchu, which was quite difficult, and then Bushido Blade. I don't know if you
Fucking hell,
remember that.
Bushido Blade. That was
Which
the one I
was-
couldn't remember the name
It
of.
was fucking
Do
impossible.
you remember when I
like,
was
you didn't
talking
know
to you
what you
weeks
were
ago and I
doing.
was saying, you know, and it was swords and we couldn't. That was it. Bushido Blade.
Bushido
That was
Blade
the
was
game
amazing.
where if you could get one hit kills if you hit him in the right place.
Yeah.
Oh, it was mint. Yeah.
And once you figured it out, you were like, I get it now.
Can you remember the
It's
one
fucking awesome.
massive whinge I had about that game? Can you remember what it was? You know, like them things I never let go and I'd keep going on about. Do you remember what it was?
Was it the ending?
No.
Oh no, that was
Was it-
Eleanor.
It was the blank
We
loading
don't
screen.
talk about that.
Can you not remember the blank loading screen?
I can just remember the first level, really.
Have I ever mentioned to you about the ending of L.A. Noir? True
Have you
story.
heard the tale of Matthew Bellamont?
True story. Snap this. True story.
So I was wrong. Uncharted 4 didn't hit 100 on Metacritic, it's 94. But the top 10 PlayStation 4 games of all time on Metacritic, right? So the first one, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Good shout.
Last of Us Remastered's number 2. Uncharted 4's number 3, which I find difficult to understand why, because it's not released yet. I mean, I know that there's copies being sent out to journalists and shit, but... Then it's Metal Gear Solid. Phantom Pain. So that's 4. Then the 5th is Journey.
What?
Yeah.
Hipsters. I suppose hipsters have a voice too.
It gets worse. 6 is Bloodborne. Witcher 3 7th. Flower
How's Journey beat
is
Witcher 3?
8th.
I don't know.
What's Flower?
It's
Who
this,
cares? It's shit.
oh, it's this pretentious little indie game where
God.
you're a petal
Oh,
and
you're joking.
you've got to fly on the wind.
I hate it.
Yep, so do I. Then Diablo 3.
it's a
If
good
that's your
game.
cup of tea, then yeah.
Good game.
And
yeah.
then Shovel Knight is 10th.
Shovel Knight is actually really good.
Guess what number 12 is?
Oh, then.
Fez. Rayman Legends is 11.
Excuse me, do you mind I'm trying to suppress this? I'm just being triggered.
I mean, Dark Souls 3 is underneath them.
I'm coming for you, Philfish.
Dragon Age Inquisition's about 19.
I'm coming for you, Philfish, and I'm going to get you. I'm going to show
But this
you
is what I
face
mean,
where
though.
the
This is
sun
why
doesn't shine.
I was saying, like, I don't put too much stock in Metacritic.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Garbage.
yeah.
I now don't believe a word of what users said about it being public vote, by the way. If a game that's not released is already charted, I think it's bullshit.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just people have put it that high already.
Because they're probably just excited for
this
it.
is
No,
the
I
problem
don't
with
think people, I think, again, there's already something. I don't think that there's that many people excited about it that they voted that high in advance before release. I immediately suspect that website now, and I think it's a fucking blag. Somebody owns it. There's money pointed in the direction of that website that's made that happen. I'm telling you now. You mark my words.
Oh, good news. Persona 5 comes out in September. Anyway.
What I was going to say was, mark my words, within the next 2 years there'll be a massive thing about, Metacritic's not what everyone thought it was. There's been all this money flying about behind the scenes, and businesses have been doing this.
Well,
I'm telling you now, mark my words.
If you're wrong, are you going to do a Katie Hopkins and run through the streets naked with a sausage in your bum?
Yeah, she's doing that for
Is she?
reals.
Yeah.
Why?
She said if that guy who became mayor of London, what's he
Yeah.
called, Sadiq,
I don't know.
somebody
He's
becomes
Muslim,
mayor,
so obviously
gonna
that's
take-
where she's took issue
Yeah.
with it.
she's going to run naked through the streets of London with a sausage up her arse.
Katie Hopkins has took issue with that, but she's known for being so tolerant.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just like laugh at the naivety if it used to.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me potentially if any of I don't know. Let's just say it would be disappointing on Naughty Dog's part.
Yeah.
Like if it turns out that
Like,
that's the case.
I don't want to believe it.
Yeah,
for Naughty
they're
Dog.
kind of like I kind of hold them in roughly the same esteem as I do like
I don't think
Rockstar.
yeah. Well,
So I'd hate to say that. I mean, I'll not rule it out, but let's just say like I don't know. I don't want to
Cautiously
believe that's
optimistic
the case.
that it's
Yeah.
not the case.
and I'm not saying it's the game houses that's done it either. It's the distributors, you dickheads. It's whoever the distributors are. That's where it'll come from. So whoever's got the distribution deals for their games, it'll be some big nameless corporate, the same people who distribute albums and movies and Blu-rays. It'll be the same people, and I'm telling you now, it's corrupt as fuck.
So in other news, Crash Bandicoot's come back to PS4.
Is it?
Yeah,
Shit.
Oh, and
It's awesome.
Half-Life 3.
yeah. Finally being announced.
Okay, so do you know in 1997, which is what, 19 years ago? That's what I was just figuring out.
Could you not have just done that in your head,
Oh,
you fucking retard?
No, I'm too fucked. I don't have a brain anymore. Too much drugs.
Too many drugs.
Too much.
Too many drugs.
Too much.
Too much drugs is I can't maths. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
that's exactly
Right.
what I'm saying.
Right,
Too
okay,
much drugs.
I'm with you.
I can't English or maths.
English.
So 1997 at E3.
That's a really good story. Al, have you got anything else?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's come back to PS4.
Is it?
Guess what? Half-Life 3. What? So,
1997
just
at E3. Half-Life, Metal Gear Solid, GoldenEye, Fallout, Banjo-Kazooie, Prey, which didn't come out for another 9 years, and Duke Nukem Forever, which took 14 years after that
Yeah.
to come out, were all shown in 3 days
That, to
in
be honest,
1997.
if I was the age I am now, then that'd probably be the best E3 ever. I think.
Like, how crazy is that? Like, all them mentioned in the
yeah.
same E3, but I mean, like, Duke Nukem Forever, which was shit.
We'll not
But
talk. We don't
It took
talk about
14
that.
years for that to come out.
That's why though, because we went through 2 different fucking consoles at that point, and the tech had advanced that much. I think over the course of that 14-year life cycle, like I think you're a fool if you don't think that it's been completely scrapped and rebuilt from the ground
Oh,
up
yeah.
like 4 times.
And Prey, I mean, Prey, 9 years. Okay, well, do you ever see the Prey 2 demo?
Yeah, I don't really rate Prey.
Yeah, Prey was shit, but the Prey 2 demo looked like something like it was like influenced by Blade Runner. You were this bounty hunter. Totally different story to the first one, and it looked amazing, and it just never came out. It was in
I'd like to see
hell.
a bit more manhunt style games kicking about. Not necessarily this.
Wow, you'll never get anything like that anymore
Yeah,
because of all the fucking
the
whining
age
bastards.
of super gore's like gone. The only thing that's remotely gory really these days is like fucking Mortal Kombat.
Certain RPGs.
Oh yeah, but I mean just in terms of like
Gore fest.
Like
Yeah.
over the top gore.
yeah,
God,
Yeah.
man,
and just
was,
fucking ultra violence
fun
just for
game,
the
though.
sake of it.
that was the one you had to choke people to death with a carrier bag and
Yeah.
all that sort of shit.
Yeah. Was mint.
That was awesome.
Wasn't there some sort of chainsaw pile driving, or was that the
Yeah,
second one?
there's a second one that was in there. Yeah, great game. I wish some fucking game company would have bottle and start making those sort of games again.
Yeah, or offensive games like Michael Shakes Fox.
Yeah,
That's not offensive, mate. That's a very positive game for
it's
bringing
it's-
awareness.
Yeah, it's shedding light on the condition, mate.
Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's making people more aware
Of the trials and
of
tribulations.
Parkinson's with a little bit of humour.
So would the follow-up be about Muhammad Ali lacing up his gloves?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a bonus round. If you get in early and buy the premium edition.
that shit about the premium edition of Call of Duty though, man.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's fucking absolutely poor. It's very poor indeed.
You know for a fact when me and Hal leave, you'll be ordering it though, see you.
So I can masturbate. Have you subscribed for your Battlefield Open Beta yet?
Not yet.
Get on
Why
it.
not?
Because
You should have done that instantly.
I've done it instantly.
where's it at? Is it just on
You
the...
log into your Battlefield account online. Just go to the website, battlefield.com thing. You know the thing
Right.
where you
Choose become an insider.
and then choose become an insider, and then they'll send you an email and garbage like that, and you're in.
I'll do that later on because I can guarantee I'll not be able to remember my fucking password for it.
It took me about 10 goes.
Because
Like.
I've not used it since Battlefield 3, and I remember when I was playing Battlefield 3.
Was it not the era when you would do your password then would have been I touch myself to Bieber?
Well, no, because he wasn't really on the scene then, was he?
No, but you liked it because it was more underground,
Alright.
And he was only 8.
and you
Yeah, he was
you-
like not even of legal age.
and you had his hair and everything. Yeah,
I think Battlefield 1's going to get exclusive. Well, Xbox One's going to get exclusive
yeah.
first.
It'll be the usual. They'll get the DLCs a month ahead of
Yeah.
us and blah blah blah.
'Cause
They
if
did
you
that
know-
for the last two Battlefields. I'm
So
not
if you
bothered.
noticed on all the trailers, it flashes up with Xbox One first,
Yeah,
and then at the end.
Yeah. I think the usual deal that they had on the last two was that they got all the DLCs a month. Was it a month or a week in advance?
I don't know. It was,
I think
it was
3 was a
couple of
week
weeks.
and 4 was a month, wasn't it?
And I think it's all to do with this EA Insider, because Sony wouldn't let them have it on the PlayStation.
It might be.
But if you've got EA Insider on Xbox One, you get to play
Well, that's fair enough.
10 hours of Battlefield 1 before the beta comes out. So, power on mine, you can have a go.
No, I'll just wait for 10 hours. I'd rather wait for 10 hours to play.
No, you get to play 10 hours of it. Like, months before the
Yeah,
beta.
yeah, it's not 10 hours early. It's just you get 10 hours of game time.
Oh, so at some point round yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That does involve... I'll come round when you're out.
Alright. Alright.
Tash can make us a cup of tea and I'll sit and play on your PlayStation. Your kids like me as well.
They don't, they just... I've
don't.
trained them to pretend.
They love me a bit.
That's how they get sweets out, yeah.
So when you're out...
Plot
like,
twist, you're the real father.
Tash... What? No, because we were concerned about that, so we had the tests.
Plot twist, I never leave the house. Only on a Sunday to come here. So.
Yeah, but you don't need to be conscious though, do you?
Well, I'll just skip the podcast 1 week. Or you can just...
That's the week it'll take off.
or you can just be up in bed or something.
Oh, they finally lost that fucking like angry cunt.
Which
That guy with the trigger words.
Aye.
It could have been...
Pelé Noir.
See, but you just keep talking about these shit games.
Yeah, but
That game's the best game ever. The ending is the greatest ending to any video game I've ever
I'm
seen.
going to ram this knife through your tablet. That'll be the best end of this podcast ever.
The end of everything. And on that note, oh no, why can't we end the podcast on anymore?
Niggers.
niggas.
We can't say niggers.
And on that note, niggas.
My God, I'm gonna have to find out how to bleep words out
Why?
so I can bleep
Why?
that.
Why is that
Just
my
edit
nigger?
your voice over the top going, bleep.
Why can't we say that?
Why can't we say what?
Niggers.
Bleep.
It's just a word.
And on that note.
Niggers.